So, yeah, I mean, she's going to have to do some working out to carry it around because it's got a little bit of weight.
They're pretty fucking hefty.
And shout out to all the guys in the military who wore those things day in and day out.
I think theirs are heavier than ours.
Oh, dude, I'm sure they are.
They got to be like
with all their
5 or 6.
with all their mags and everything in it. I'm sure I'm going to add some serious weight to it when I load it down.
Yeah.
And we can always get our vest and talk about them too.
I mean, yeah.
Are we started?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah.
Take 6,229. I don't know. I don't know where that 62 to 29. I don't know where that number came from, but it sounded good.
You know what's bullshit is TikTok sends you these things to watch. Assemble the classics. You're invited to Marvel Snap on TikTok Live.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
fucking care.
Nice. I don't know anything about Marvel.
Iron Man died. That's the end of it.
Oh God, that was a tragedy.
I don't think he made that show. He was a huge part of it.
Tony Stark was pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty much. I think Deadpool's coming to Marvel.
Shut up. The new Deadpool's coming out tomorrow?
No, to Marvel.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Deadpool versus
I think it's all going to be
Deadpool and Wolverine or whatever.
It's not coming out tomorrow. I wish it was.
Oh God, you freaked me out. I was like,
no, they
I gotta
usually
go to
come
the
out with
theater
movies
tomorrow.
on a Friday.
That'd be cool. Welcome back, everybody.
We're
just
back.
Sitting here talking smack on a whole bunch of stuff.
Kind of dark in here.
It is. It's kind of warm.
But it's brighter than fuck outside.
The TV's crooked.
TV's crooked.
Oh, it's just pushed out. There we go.
It'll be
There we
fine.
go.
Yeah, we're shooting a little episode before your nightly shenanigans tonight.
Can't wait.
You're gonna go see Copenhagen Bandit.
Going to see the Bandit.
Which you've seen him before, haven't you?
Yeah, we saw him a year or two ago at the brewery in town.
Yeah.
Before it closed, and we were supposed to go see him in December, and we were going to go for my birthday. Not to throw that out there, but I am a December baby. We were going to go see him, and then he had to cancel because he was at the casino, and then it got rescheduled, and it got rescheduled to this weekend, and I wasn't supposed to be here this weekend because of state wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up not going to state wrestling, so now we are we're going tonight. Can't wait.
Did you see all the kids from town going to state though? There's a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, my buddy, his daughter, Lucy, she made it to tomorrow. She made it to the finals already.
Really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
She's killing it today.
That's cool.
She this is going to be her
some
year.
kids going to state wrestling.
Kenna,
all different ages.
Kenna won.
Oh yeah, she was
Kids
the
Club
first
state and high school state this year.
Yeah, the first high school women's.
Yeah.
Wrestler or
Yeah.
state wrestler
First
we've ever had.
state championship.
Our basketball team,
Girls.
I think our female basketball team's still in it.
Yeah, as far as I knew, they had won their last game.
The boys lost.
So
to the
they're
number one fucking ranked team in Kansas.
Well, I mean, go figure.
But they only lost by like 15 points. I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds like people are like, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "Well,
That's
I mean,
not bad when you're in a state championship.
Yeah, when you're going up against kids. I mean, that's like when we used to play Colgan and them.
Right.
I mean, we always lost.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty eventful weekend. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, we're going to see the Bandit tonight, and can't wait. Cannot wait. Hopefully get some good video, some good pictures and stuff tonight.
Yeah.
That we can show on the podcast.
Give him a hat.
I hung out with him. Oh, that's happening.
You should
That's
give him a hat.
happening.
That's what I would
That's
do.
totally happening. I'm taking it because we'll get to hang out with him afterwards. I got my picture with him last year.
Yeah.
Or year before last, and hung out with him. Super good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Dirty Rooster Productions. We need to get him on the show. I'm gonna do my best tonight. Now that you brought it up.
I mean, he's not that far from us.
No, I know. He lives in Springfield.
I thought he lived in Joplin.
No, he moved to Springfield.
Oh, he did.
So yeah, that's happening. I'm taking that hat right there.
Every time I
with
hit
me
my
tonight.
vape, my microphone beeps.
That is so gonna happen. That's super cool. That's a great idea. What?
Hit this in your micro. Like, put it next to your microphone. Does it make a beep noise for you?
No.
It beeps on my end.
Didn't hear nothing. Oh God, that's good.
Right?
Wow, what is that? That's
It's
the rocket.
Sour apple blow pop.
Oh wow,
Like
that's
when you were a
good.
kid and had those blow pop suckers?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I may have to go buy one of them before tonight.
Yeah.
Because I can't smoke in Memorial Hall. Oh wow. Oh, that is. Oh, that hit.
Fucking rode the
ooh,
rocket ship
That
there,
hits
boy.
really hard. Oh yeah.
Shout out Geek Bar. We'll take
Oh
some.
yeah. I just got goosebumps. That was really good.
We got you got some packages last week. We'll bring them in and show you in a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't know why we bought them.
I know exactly why I bought them.
Yeah.
I've said it before, and I'll say it 1,000 times. It's probably more important than a gun.
Probably.
And at the end of the day, God forbid shit ever hits the fan. But if shit ever hit the fan, I know at least
I can take a few rounds.
Well, not even so much me. I'm gonna buy more.
Oh yeah.
But I'm thinking.
Do you know they make kids vests too?
Absolutely.
That's fucking hilarious.
Absolutely.
Although I hope my child never gets shot by one.
I hope I don't ever need it.
Oh yeah.
But in the event that I did need it,
oh yeah,
I could throw that vest on my wife or something and not have to worry about her and take off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, she's gonna have to do some working out to carry it around because it's got a little bit of weight.
They're pretty fucking hefty.
And shout out to all the guys in the military who wore those things day in and day out.
I think theirs are heavier than ours.
Oh, dude, I'm sure they are.
They got to be like
with all
5 or 6.
With all their mags and everything in it. I'm sure I'm gonna add some serious weight to it when I load it down.
Yeah.
But just as a vest, I've noticed in the last 2 weeks shed hunting, I put it on and wear it.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the difference in your legs when you get home.
Yeah. Oh, I this morning I jogged with mine on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And fucking walked for another like 20. And it
wore you out.
It's a lot. I was like, holy shit, that's the most intense cardio I think I've ever done.
But I think it's going to come in pretty handy.
Yeah.
Just to have as an addition to the arsenal. Speaking of the arsenal, I'm figuring in the next week or two the new toy's going to come home.
I hope my parts show up soon.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be fucking cool.
Get your AR all built up the way you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Have your video game
have my Tarkov
arcade gun. Yeah, that'd be
besides
so
the
cool.
silencer, but that's going to take a while.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, that'd take a while to get it all the paperwork done.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where they're at on them right now. I don't I know a couple of years ago it was like
it was a year wait.
It was a year wait. Yeah, it was a 6 or 8 month wait just for the trust and
just for them to say yes or no.
Stamp. Yeah, just to clear all of the rigmarole. Now I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think you can do a Form 1.
Yeah.
Where you build one. Yeah. And you come up with your own serial number, and it cuts through a lot of the hoops, and you can get it faster. But you kind of have to build it then.
Yeah.
But you can buy them parts kits, and I'm sure we could do it.
I mean, probably. If not, we just made an expensive beer can.
I mean, yeah. Cool looking beer can.
So,
but dude, I spiraled down a wormhole one day on those Form 1s.
Yeah.
And so the deal with a Form 1 is you can pick your own serial number.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to just be a random bunch of numbers.
You put letters and shit in there too?
Oh, they were putting words, like wildly inappropriate stuff. And I was like, I'm pretty sure one said run Talhead 01.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, that kind of stuff. They had all kinds of stuff. And as long as it's kind of like a customized license plate.
Yeah.
As long as that's not already taken,
then you can use
you can do whatever.
I mean, on license plates, so you can't do shit like that.
Right, but you can on these.
I mean, but I've seen some license plates. I'm like, how did the fucking DMV not?
How did they get away with that shit?
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I did see a guy one time that had PU and then like two or $3 signs and then YS.
I seen one that
and
said
I'm like, that says pussies on it.
I seen one that said LGB 01. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh yeah. All right, so let me hear your whole cloud fucking idea.
It's kind of ingenious.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about it. I say that. I don't know if it's ingenious or if it's scary. So, whoa. Had a fallout.
I was going to fucking put my arm up there.
So, I can't remember what podcast I was watching because I have this series of them that I'll cycle through.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching one the other day, and this guy was talking about the cloud. Yeah. And you hear people say all the time, well, I just back it up to the cloud.
Saved it to the cloud.
Save it to the cloud.
Yeah.
Where is this cloud?
Well, that's like my phone is all powered because I don't have a fucking Apple. You judge me all you want to. But like all of my shit's backed up to my Google Drive, which is a cloud system.
Right. So where is this cloud?
It's an individual server.
Yeah. And
everybody has one.
And we've talked about it several times on here, and I know people think about it. So not even to go down the conspiracy theory wormhole where somebody takes out the grid.
Yeah.
just a solar flare, which could guaranteed happen.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes out everything. We've lost all of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and
everything
it's not
on
just
the cloud.
That. There's a lot of things you lose, like self-service and
everything else. But what I'm saying is we've lost everything.
Yay.
Not just, yeah.
I mean, I don't know why that excites me so much, but yay.
Not just our personal stuff, but I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
So back in the day, you get a movie.
Yeah.
You'd rent a DVD. You had a hard physical copy of it.
Yeah.
If the cloud went out, whoopity-doo, no big deal. All these movies they're making today,
all digital
copies. You can buy a digital copy, but if the cloud goes away, so does that digital copy, and there's no
buy hard copies for.
Right, and there's no way to ever reproduce it. It's gone forever, wiped from history, basically.
Well, that's like
same way with bioengineering and microbiologists and like engineers and
that's
all kinds
to,
of
like,
important
throw
stuff.
Out like the court system in like any bad way. But you remember that ticket I had to deal with a while ago that I had to go way the fuck out there and go deal with that.
Right.
Well, whenever I paid for it, they tried to garnish my paycheck because they never received my ticket money.
Right.
Well, come to find out, apparently that our state and another couple states, their shit got hacked, and they were locked out of their system for a while.
And so they never received.
Most state offices, I don't think all of them, but most state offices, even our capital, because I had to call up there to Topeka.
Right.
And a lot of their shit was shut down. They were locked out of it. Well, I'm like, I paid it. And they're like, well, we have no record indication showing you did. Because it's all done on computer, cloud system. It goes from here to here to here to here.
So how were you able to
get
out of it?
I had to get my bank statements that had all the shit on them and show them that I sent them money, and then they had to cancel said check garnishment bullshit. And I was like, so if I wouldn't have caught that, they're like, well, we would have just charged you again for what you already paid for, and you would have had to have proven it, and then we just gave you your money back. But like what you're saying with this cloud system is that the government even relies on it.
Yeah,
I mean everybody does.
Everybody, and like
if you
seriously
shut down,
important
that's like
stuff.
We talked about with Tom. I think if you shut down the internet, I mean it's not going to take long for it to probably come back. But it's like everybody relies on that
more so than I ever thought.
And that goes to show that like even court systems or judicial systems, whatever, don't really, and I think they do to an extent. Right. They don't really keep paper copied things anymore.
No. Just now, like this podcast.
If you go to trial and they got the fucking folders, they pull all shit out. Right. Yeah. But if you call to pay a fucking ticket, it's all done on the computer.
Well, just like this podcast. All of this is being recorded straight to the internet or to a hard drive.
Yeah.
Or and that's fine.
Everything we have is backed up on a hard drive.
We have it backed up on a hard drive.
Yeah.
But if something happens and you don't have anything working to plug that hard drive into,
oh yeah,
it's essentially lost.
EMP.
It's like walking into and this dude brought it up and it totally made it make sense. He goes, so you look at he pulled out a thumb drive. And he's like, so I got a thumb drive here. He said, and it's got all this information on it. He's like, you could totally build what did he say? You could build an airplane with this hard drive.
Yeah.
He goes, but if I don't have a computer to plug it into to see what's on this hard drive, it's literally just a little square piece of plastic with a bunch of stuff in it that I can't access.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, it's basically like walking in, and then he didn't put the tinfoil hat on, but he brought up the pyramids. He goes, it's basically like walking into the pyramids and looking at all these hieroglyphs on the wall. They could have meant something, and they actually could be a formula to do something.
Yeah.
We don't know. We have no way of proving it. We may not have the piece that you need to make it work. And that's what brought it up when he was talking about that. They were talking about how, they think the pyramids were generators and did all this.
That's my thing.
He goes, if they were, how would we know if that technology was wiped out? How would we know how to do any of it?
Yeah.
We're missing a vital piece. Same way with everything that we do now, we're becoming so technology driven. If the technology part of it gets wiped out, everything that we've done, it's like a factory reset.
Yeah.
We got all this stuff.
But it doesn't reset the human mind. So, I mean, like, I feel like...
No, but there you go again. If you don't have the equipment to do what you know how to do in your head, you're kind of ass out.
I mean, I see where he's coming from, but tell me how a solar flare is going to make that computer sitting there right now, not hooked up to the internet, not doing anything other than recording this to a solid state drive. How is that solar flare going to cause that computer that's not doing anything?
I'm not sure how they work, but from what I gather, it can even wipe the computers out in a car.
Well, see,
like just sitting here.
That's more like
something
to do electromagnetic.
It's
field.
Almost like an EMP, but something to do with a solar flare. It literally sends a pulse, from the way he explained it, into the atmosphere, and
the cool thing is
essentially like lightning strike and fries stuff.
I wonder, like, so what he's talking about, like, say they had all this technological stuff, right? Yada yada yada.
Right.
And then like we're missing that piece for their technology line,
right?
Or whatever they had. And maybe it was better than ours. Maybe it was not as good as ours.
Right.
But then, like, what if that happened to us and we had to make a new technological line?
Yeah.
And because as humans, that's what you do.
You're always looking to better yourself.
To do something better and greater.
Figuring out the unknown.
So it's like, what if that happened and what we're doing now is just like a footnote, and it's like 20 years from now, like, say it happened tomorrow, 20 years from now, what we could remember when we were younger was shit compared to then.
I mean, sure.
Like, I'm not saying that, like, someone's like, oh, you know, they fucked up, let's just click a fucking reset button.
Right.
But it's like,
right.
What if that did happen?
So here's my thing of my way of thinking.
Fucking cars.
My way of thinking is, so I don't know how you were, but when I was a kid, I knew my grandparents' phone number by heart.
Mm-hmm.
I knew my home phone number by heart.
Well, I don't think cell phones really came out till I was. I mean, when I say cell phones, I mean the
smartphone.
The fucking Nokia brick phone was out.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like, I had to remember phone numbers up until I was probably 22.
I didn't even have when I was in. I mean, hell, when I was in high school, I got out of high school in '96.
Yeah.
And they still weren't really a thing. Like, you had to know all your buddies' phone numbers.
Yeah.
There was no way of texting somebody and saying, where were you at?
Yeah.
You just called their house. If their mom or dad or they didn't answer, you got in your car and you went driving to see if you could find them.
Yeah.
It was like a giant scavenger hunt. Now, everybody knows where everybody's at and what everybody's doing because of these things, because you can track them with Life 360. And I didn't even know this until the other day. You know, there's a Snap Map.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
They have a map, and you can see where everybody you're friends with,
if they're allowed, yeah.
Well, I mean,
mine's on.
Everybody knows where I'm at because I don't even know how to turn it off.
Yeah, I mean,
I barely know how to Snapchat.
Mine's on, but yeah, I mean,
it's just so odd to me that we have forgotten as a people or a race. I used to be a walking Rolodex of phone numbers.
Yeah, human beings are lazy.
I don't even honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know my wife's phone number.
I can tell you my old lady's phone number.
I don't know it. I know it's in my phone and it's under my wife.
Yeah.
That's all I need. And so I am just as guilty as anybody else. I've become so complacent with having that thing and knowing that that's my walk around Rolodex / flashlight / internet / everything. I become so complacent with that thing.
Yeah, because nowadays you're just like, hey Google, and then it hears you and you're like, look up O'Reilly's.
Mine lit up.
Did yours lit up?
Yeah.
But you can say, hey Google, look up O'Reilly's or look up Walmart in whatever town you're in, and it'll bring up, do you want to call them?
Close to me.
And then it'll just call the store. I mean,
it's so crazy how we've already forgotten so much stuff. And then this guy
I can still tell you almost everybody in my family's phone numbers.
Oh, see, I can't.
Which they're no longer phone numbers because no one really has a home phone anymore.
Right.
I mean, like, my grandparents' was 223-1205.
I mean, I can still tell you my parents' number.
Yeah.
Because they currently still have a home phone.
Yeah.
But that's because out here we have to have a home phone number in order to have internet.
Why the fuck that's a thing?
What?
I mean,
like, Caucan, how you have to have a phone number to have internet?
Like, even whenever I was a kid, like, I remember my parents had, so my parents had Dish.
Yeah.
And their internet was powered through their Dish satellite.
Through their telephone service.
And so is their phone service.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I can, and maybe it's because the company that they have and being so far away from our town, that's probably why.
Right.
But like, the fucking funny thing is like, and Verizon and T-Mobile then figured that part out because now you go in there and for your, I don't know who your parents' cell phone provider is, but like if they
I'm not
go
sure
in
who they're
there,
through.
they can cancel all that shit out and just get that at-home box thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
it's actually fairly cheap, but it's just like even when I'm driving certain places around where we live, um, there's still spots you have 0 cell service.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's fucking 2024.
Yeah. You got
Tell me how the
satellites
fuck
all over out in space.
that one little spot is like, yep.
I don't know if it's just where those circles that they cover don't quite overlap and it leaves that little negative spot in there. But I mean, you go out towards Zini, out toward the farm.
Yeah.
There's no service out there.
Well, see, that's like
I mean, we got it now because we got a signal booster put on top of the building.
Oh. Well,
and
see, that's like when I lived with my ex-wife and we were getting internet at our house. We were switching to AT&T was supposed to be the best thing in town at that time.
Right.
Well, I had to call them and they're like, "Well, we have to make sure that you're in our coverage." I said, "Fuck you mean in our coverage?"
Right.
And so they had to look up on a map, and shockingly, I was on the edge of it. And what blew my mind was the fact that they ran the cable in the alleyway, ran it to my house, hooked the box up outside, and I asked the guy, I was like, "Why'd they have to ask if I was in their coverage area?" It's all through a satellite. Like a satellite shoots the signal down to the wires to this transmitter box on your fucking alleyway, and then disperses it out.
Really?
And I'm thinking, now I'm glad I switched to fucking Crawcan.
See, that's like back in the
fiber that's underneath. I mean,
and see, I'm on Crawcan, but I still don't have fiber.
Yeah,
we still have what is it, DSL or whatever, which it's better than when I was a kid when it was bing.
Yeah,
but
fucking dial up like a goat.
I had back in the day. I had T-Mobile.
Yeah,
because they were the cheapest. We were grandfathered in. I had T-Mobile for probably 6 years.
Yeah.
And one day they called me and they're like, "Hey, you have 2 months and we're dropping you."
Sprint did that to me once.
I'm like, "Wait a minute." I said, "I've never been late on a payment or anything." "Oh, no. You've been a great customer. We appreciate everything, but we're dropping you in 2 months." And I'm like, "Can I ask why?" And they said, "Well, because we can't make any money off of you."
Yeah.
I was grandfathered in and had such a low bill. And because back then they still had roaming charges.
Yeah.
I never left my network because I didn't travel out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't making any money off of me. And because they weren't making any money off of me, even though I was a great customer, never was late on my bill or anything, they're like, "We're getting rid of you."
Yeah. That's like, I had the same thing whenever I had my first vehicle. My parents gave me the insurance on the Ranger they gave me. My stepdad had his, so okay, so I don't know how it was exactly, but the Ranger had its own insurance policy. It was the one Jeff had from his parents.
Right.
And so when him and my mom got married, they were on a different, it was like a different insurance policy than the one the Ranger was on. And when they gave me the Ranger, they just gave me the insurance policy.
Really?
They called State Farm. Yeah,
I was transferred the insurance policy to you.
I was a 17-year-old kid paying like $32 a month for full coverage insurance.
Oh man, you can't beat that.
Well, then when I got older and I bought my first vehicle,
and your driving record went to crap.
Well, this is before all that. When I bought my first vehicle, I went to roll that over, and they told me I couldn't
because it was to that vehicle.
And I said, "Well, tell me why." And they said because it was the fact if I was, and that was when we bought the Tahoe that I bought for my ex-wife at the time.
Right.
And if they were to put that car, because we bought a 2006 or 7 Tahoe, if we were to put that car on that insurance policy, full coverage on that car was less than $60 a month.
Really?
And I was like, "What's the problem?" And they're like, "We're not going to make any money on that." So
isn't
that
crazy
insurance policy went away because the fact that
it was not making them money.
It was not making them any money.
And that's sad.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how this country fucking works.
It's horrible because
insurance is the biggest fucking scam there is.
Oh, everybody on this planet is insurance poor.
I'm gonna be one of those.
Those are rogues, man. Those are good. These are the good ones.
Just throw me a pouch.
Oh, here.
I don't have to worry about touching it.
Oh, huh. I mean, I did pick my nose with that.
Mine are in the car.
Ah.
And thanks to Gavin, there's
shout out to Rogue. I don't know. I don't know if you guys chew or what you
but
chew
no,
or
to go
whatever,
back to
but
your
that's the best.
to go back to your cloud system thing.
Yeah, it scares me that we could lose everything potentially, and I mean, I could live without it. I'm not worried about me, but I'm worried about.
Yeah, but you got to think how many pictures have you taken with your cell phone?
Exactly. And you know what I told my wife? I told my wife about this when we get home, or when I got home. We were talking about it. I told her, I said, babe, I watched this podcast and it really put stuff into perspective, and I just want to say thank you. And she's like, for what? I don't know if anybody else has done this. If you haven't, you need to try it. It's freaking cool. So every year, my wife gets this deal, and I think it's through Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe through Instagram, one of them, something. And it makes you a book. I think it cost her like $50, and she does it every year. And it's highlights from your whole year of all the pictures that you've posted.
Mm-hmm.
It creates a book, and they're about that thick. I mean, it's just nice size. We got a whole stack of them on our end table at home. And when I told her thank you, she's like, for what? I said, for those books. She's like, why? I said, we will never lose those.
Yeah.
Like and I started telling her about the cloud. I'm like, if the cloud went down, we still have all of those pictures. Do you not
remember Facebook? They fucking what was it, last year, the year before? They went and whenever they did that update and all of the photos you were tagged in, they untagged you in them and they like took them all down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if you go to Facebook, I'm pretty sure it was photos you were tagged in or mentioned in or whatever on Facebook. Because I used to have it, because I don't ever post shit on Facebook. I mean,
I don't either.
If I do, it's something about my kids or whatever. That's a hell of a fucking tattoo. You see that tattoo Steven Toll did? This one?
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
A fucking monster.
Yeah.
But if you go like to your profile and you click on your photos, yeah, it was tagged photos, I think, or something like that. And if you scroll down, yeah. So it says like photos of you. Like if you go like to photos of you, I used to have so much more than that.
And basically photos of you?
Yeah. And
like in your photo album?
Yeah.
I got to look now and see.
Because there used to be pictures my mom had with us on there and all kinds of shit. And there used to be all kinds of pictures in there.
And you go to where? Your photos?
Yeah. You just go to your photos.
Okay.
And then like you click on the top where it says tagged photos.
Slow. Let's see. Friends. Where's it at?
It should be right underneath it.
Huh. Yeah, I knew that.
Then you see where it says
photos.
It says tagged photos.
This just says your photos and videos, or your photos, and it's just a giant.
See right here. See, does yours look like this? The first one says tagged photos.
Oh yeah.
You click on that.
Yeah.
It's probably not very long, is it?
Oh, it's huge.
Is it?
Yeah, look, I'm still scrolling.
Oh, well, that must be because you take a lot of pictures with people.
I mean,
but like,
I'm kind of photogenic.
I'm pretty sure.
Kind of a big deal. Oh no, these are old too. There's some from back in my wedding. There's our family vacation, like the Ozarks.
Let me Google this real quick.
There's New Year's Eve from several years ago. Oh no, it didn't get mine. Because here's deer season. My wife tagged me in that. That's a picture she took from a buck I killed. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. It's that buck.
Oh, here.
It's my unicorn buck. This is from...
If you've noticed that some of the photos or videos you've shared on Facebook over time are no longer available, they may have been damaged or deleted due to a technical issue during an update that happened that affects your content, and when they were working to fix issues, and I don't think they ever did.
Yep, no, they didn't get me. Because here's a group picture from my brother-in-law's bachelor party, and that's been over 5 years ago.
Oh, well, I'm just like they're like.
Here's
like
when we moved Sammy K to Texas. Got my big sombrero hat on.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, looking good. God, I'm a good-looking son.
I want my package to come from Houston already, fuckers.
Easy. Hostility.
Only been there for a week and a half.
Man,
then the cloud. I mean, the cloud system thing doesn't really concern me because what's the worst that happens? All of fucking YouTube shuts down. Google Photos are gone, which is photos, I guess. But that's why you should probably go into Walmart every once in a couple months and printing off pictures you want.
Yeah, but how many people? Like, I'm not kidding you.
How many? I don't know
how many people can't do anything without YouTube.
How many people back up their shit? Like all of mine, all of my stuff on my PC at home, and like what we do here, everything is backed up on storage drives. Granted, here's the funny thing:
if it's a solar flare type deal, though,
if it's a solar flare type thing,
they're not backed up anywhere.
I don't feel like that is going to fuck up parts that are not being used. If you have a graphics card, say for instance, on a computer, or you have pieces that are not put together and are not electronically running, like an EMP is not going to fuck up a dead cell phone.
Or will it?
I mean, I've never seen one.
Like, I
mean, like, I feel like if
you look at a house that gets struck by lightning,
yeah,
if stuff's plugged into the wall, even if it's not turned on, it'll fry it.
Oh, well, if it's hooked up to the right stuff, it won't.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a surge protector, but in the same breath, even if you don't have, even with the surge protector, if you get a direct hit.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying,
fry
I feel like a computer motherboard sitting in a box on a pallet is not going to be affected from a solar flare.
True.
Because then, if that's the case, all you do is you take your motherboard out, you put a new one in, and then bang, there you fucking go.
Right.
Now, you're not going to have all the files to upload to make it run,
But I mean, if you're talking about a system that runs something super crucial.
Oh, yeah.
For the world.
Like,
and it's never going to be.
Fucking nukes and shit.
Disconnected and setting out.
Yeah.
I mean, it just put a lot into perspective how we depend on.
Could you imagine the one time you get on a fucking airplane? Fucking solar flare hits.
And a solar flare.
You're like, well, fuck.
And the guy goes, well, have you ever heard of a nosedive?
Curious to know if humans can feel those.
What, a solar flare?
Like, you know how it fucks up electronics? Like, I mean, because can't humans... I've never seen an EMP go off, like, in person.
I don't know.
But I'm curious, like, if an EMP goes off, can you feel that shockwave of electronics? Like,
I don't know.
What's it called? It's an electromagnetic fucking
electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, like I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, do you think you could feel that?
That's like
and
that
feel like something fucking went wrong?
I mean, I would think so. I watched them do some of that GPR stuff, ground penetrating radar.
Yeah,
a while back, and it's makes images of stuff under the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pick up something with I mean, you got to have some money to do this. And it was on that. I think it was on that Skinwalker Ranch show or whatever. But they had found some stuff with metal detectors, and at the time they couldn't dig on that ranch, so they brought in GPR, which is ground penetrating radar, and it's like a sonar system that shoots into the ground and makes a 3D image of what's underneath it. Super cool. And he said, because they pull it was on wheels and it was like a big pad, and he said you could feel almost like static electricity. He said you could feel your hairs and stuff.
So this says on humans and animals, you can't feel an EMP, though electric potential difference can accumulate in electrical conductors after an EMP. It will generally not flow out into the human or animal bodies, and thus contact is safe. But EMPs of significant magnitude and length have the potential to affect the human body's brainwaves.
Oh, I would think so. Electromagnetic pulse. I mean,
I
could see where.
The fuck was that?
I could see where strong enough and close enough it could stop your heart.
Oh yeah,
because it's just like
I was just curious, like if you could tell an EMP, because I mean, I know they only have a certain blast radius, but I mean, like,
right.
I have to look at fucking solar flares. I'm fucking going down there.
Yeah, the solar flare. That's the thing that. Because I mean, an EMP. Yeah, could it happen? Probably. Is it going to? Probably not. Like a lot of that stuff, I'm sure it could.
People have reported feeling sick or having severe headaches following solar flares, but little to no research has suggested these links. No, I mean, it basically says you'll just feel kind of sick if it's a massive solar flare, but it's nothing like that can hurt you. I mean, like, how would you tell?
Yeah, it'd be too late if it was something that can hurt you. Because if it's something that could hurt one person, it's probably taking out half of a freaking population. I don't know.
It says if So the Earth has its own electromagnetic field, which can withstand a lot of solar flares. But usually on the first day of spring and fall is when there is more activity as the Earth and Sun are aligned. In addition, if you are feeling more tired, annoyed, sick, or edgy, or frazzled, it might be due to solar flares.
Really?
So apparently it can slightly affect your...
It's like the winter and summer solstice type deals.
It's like when Aunt Flo shows up to your house.
Oh, dear God.
It affects everything in the house.
She mean old girl. She mean old girl. But, yeah, I didn't really spiral down a wormhole on it, but it totally made me think.
Yeah.
If that could happen and it could wipe out so much stuff.
Because,
you hear all these conspiracy theorists, China's going to flip a switch and kill the grid. Okay, whoopity-doo, kill the grid. I don't care. But that's something nobody can control. And that could potentially
it cracks me up about
affect
that thing you just
planet,
said.
not just...
Like no one's done it.
What, an EMP?
I push this button, and it turns everything off. And they're like, push it. I'll do it.
I can't believe, a bunch of guys hadn't been...
They're like, I push this button, it blows up your whole country, and you can't live in it for 10,000 years.
It's like a bunch of guys...
Well, fucking push it. And he's like, but what if it blows up in my planet?
It's like a bunch of guys sitting around a poker table going, no balls.
Yeah.
Try it. Do it. Dare you.
But then that guy's like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm
not telling China to blow shit up. But it's like...
No, please,
it just cracks me up. Like, what's that fucking thing? It's off the movie Rush Hour, and that little Chinese girl's like, push the damn button.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I'm not pushing the button.
There's so much of it that just kind of freaked me out.
Right.
Because
that's how humans are, though. If we can find something to make something easier on ourselves, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Hence why we are firing millions of employees and we're building robots to do jobs that we did for years.
More efficient.
Yeah. But are they, though?
Less money.
Are robots more efficient?
That's the plan.
That's the fucking plan.
That's what they're saying.
But does that fucking mean... you found out the other day, fucking machines made casings and they were fucked up.
Well, and here you go. Here you go with that. So you train a machine. You don't train a machine, you program a machine to do a job. And it's going to do that job exactly like that every day. As long as you turn it on and make it work.
And you maintain it.
Where you miss out, in my mind, with having a human do it.
Quality.
And not even that. Because robots probably could do better quality because they're more precision. But where you miss out at is with the human aspect, that person's done that job for 10 years. 10, 20 years. And over the course of that time, they've figured out different little quirks and different little steps to make that job faster and still be efficient and good.
Speaking of robots, did you see the one robot that actually shut down and basically killed itself?
No.
So they designed a robot to be in this glass room.
Let me try that rocket again.
And
I'm gonna have to give me one of them.
And it had this red liquid that kept coming out on the ground. It kept sweeping it up, trying to clean it. Its job was to clean it up. Well, it never stopped flowing out. And I guess
even the robot got frustrated.
Even over time, this fucking robot adapted, and it got what they called depressed, and it started fucking
really?
It would be sweeping things, and they would almost get it cleaned up, and then it'd flow back out, and then it'd spin up and fuck around and get mad at it, and then go back doing it again. And then I guess after time, it just shut itself off, just shut down, and they couldn't get it to come back on.
The human emotion that it doesn't have.
Apparently, they're it built up the AI in it. The AI generated software in it developed emotions and anxiety, and it fucking just shut down.
Now,
and I'm like, okay, yeah, AI is a great idea.
Yeah.
So
because it's gonna get anxious and ticked off, and
it's gonna fucking fuck everything up
and just shut down.
So it is a human in a way.
As you can tell, we're doing this midday. We're all drinking Coke Zero instead of the regular lattes. And
I went to the gym before this, and alcohol didn't sound fun to me. But I'm gonna grab some vests. Hold on a second.
Oh yeah.
So we'll go down the vest hole.
Okay.
We may have fucked up on how heavy they were.
I may have went a little overboard, but I think you went further than I did. I really, really, really cannot believe I've went this long without having one. And see, he went back to the gym just bringing them over here. I don't know how well you can see these, but I got level 3 plates.
Oh,
there went the hat. But if anybody is in the market, Amazon is the place to go. Oh yeah, see, I forgot to show you. Mine's got a carrying handle too.
Mine does too, right here.
To hang it up.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, nice. But I think this is the way to go.
Yeah.
I caught it on sale. I think I got the whole vest, all the setup, all the pouches, everything for like.
Granted, you also. Oh yeah, you said on sale.
Yeah, I got it for like $85.
Yeah.
And it was normally $150. And then my plates. If you're looking for plates, Amazon is the place to go.
I'll put
if you could put a link in there.
Yeah, I'll put the link in there for both of them, and then I will put pictures of.
Because that's a deal. I was looking at AR 500 plates, and you're looking at $150 to $200 for a set of plates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I got those for $50.
So mine is a Tacticon. I'm reading the back of it, and
oh, did it come with a little patch?
Mine, yeah, they got patches right.
Oh, nice.
Mine's more of like, I would say you're more like your Police Force style. I feel like it's more of a. Only reason why I say this is cops were at my house last night and it looked identical to theirs.
Really? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. There was a little girl showed up to friends with my kids, and she claimed her parents were abusing her. And come to find out, come to find out what it was is she got her phone taken. But theirs looked almost identical to mine. So
right.
I feel like mine's more of like your, I don't know what you call it, like police force kind of style.
Right.
Hers is kind of more of like it looks more like a service vest. And we're not saying you can take that to fucking war. I don't know if you could take these to war or not.
I don't know I don't know if it's even
my
good.
Vest. So I have level 4 plates in mine.
And I got 3.
He has 3s in his. My vest. The only downfall is mine didn't come with all the pouches. It does have a pouch in the front. You pull that little flap there. It has a pistol holder inside of it.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna molly a holster on the front of mine.
Mine's kind of bare compared to his. His came with all of that stuff. Mine did not. But for my vest, I have about $150, including plates.
Oh, that's not bad.
In the plates, in the whole thing. Yours was a little bit more not on sale because yours has all the all the pockets
my vest
and everything.
As a whole, it was $130 with nothing.
Yeah, when we ordered these at work together, he was like, "I'm gonna order these," and I was like, "Cool." And he's like, "I'll order the, I don't know what the level 3s technically," and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go one more step above." And weight difference.
It's not as much as I thought.
It's not as much as you thought. You can tell a weight difference. Yeah. I mean, just by holding them side by side.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you put them on and you had to wear it every day, I think you wouldn't tell much of a difference in yours and mine, to be honest.
I do like the fact, though, with all these quick disconnects on mine.
Yeah, mine does not have those.
Love it.
If you're wanting quick disconnect, all I have is the straps on the top come off.
And what do you have to do? Do you have to step into yours?
No, so like mine, I slide, like whenever I put it on, I'm not very flexible, just from all the injuries I've had over the years.
Right.
But I just slide mine on over my head, just slide it on.
Oh.
And which it has, I don't know yours, but yours, mine has pretty good, like, you know how you said you walked with yours and it kind of rubs your nipples a little raw?
Yeah.
Mine did not this morning because I have like this mesh and it has padding inside of it.
Well, see, mine's got it.
And
inside too.
Like I didn't feel it as much.
Yeah.
Maybe as you.
I am going to get the foam plates.
Yeah, that would be nice.
To go against the skin.
But I just slid mine on, and then when I took it off, I just unclipped the straps and slide it down.
Yeah.
So I mean, yours having the quick disconnects would probably be
it's so nice.
A better purchase. But I mean, I've never owned one. I like the way this one looked, how it was kind of compact, and I was kind of nervous because I was like, I wonder how much it's going to actually cover.
Right.
But it actually covers.
Yeah.
My entire
Mine
belly.
goes all the way to my belly button.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's about mine goes a little bit past that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'd ever want to have to actually use it.
No, but by God, if I need it, it's good to have.
Shit hits the fan depending on the next election, we'll
Yeah.
you never know what you might have to have.
And honestly, at this point, either way it goes, shit may hit the fan.
Oh yeah, regardless. But I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly what they're supposed to withstand. I did do some research on technically level 4s, and there's gonna be some guy, because this is probably gonna get made into a short, and there's gonna be some guy that's gonna comment and say you're a fucking liar.
You don't know what you're talking
about. Hold on a
second.
You're fucking lying.
But according to what I read, mine is supposed to technically stop 3 instant impacts of a 308.
3 direct hits.
Yeah, 3 direct hits, 3 to 5 direct hits, depending on the grain of the bullet, of a 308 caliber rifle. That plate is supposed to stop it.
Oh God!
And I can only fucking imagine how that would feel just taking one. Because I've seen videos of guys actually testing those. Like they put them on and allow someone to shoot them in the chest with like a 9mm. And I've watched it drop a grown fucking man to his knees.
Oh, I'm telling you, I would
play a video, but I feel like that would get us in trouble because you're not supposed to play that shit. But
I think I hit this voice recorder and it is still doing it. I don't know.
Just hold the button down.
There. Oh, there we go.
So I could only imagine what a fucking 308 caliber would feel like to the chest.
Well, that's my thing. I don't want to ever have to use it,
or even a 5.56 to the chest.
At the end of the day, regardless what level and whatever, I think it's going to slow it down.
Yeah.
It might give me a better chance of still breathing the next day.
Oh, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt like hell.
God.
I've seen some videos of guys that have gotten hit in the plates.
Yeah.
And, I'm here to tell you right now, it looks like somebody shot him with a softball launcher.
Yeah. Big
old giant bruises and like serious pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen guys with broken ribs.
Yeah.
Like lots of bad shit. But at the end of the day, even as bad as it was,
they're not dead or bleeding
still alive.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I've watched a bunch of videos on them, and I've watched.
I think it's something everybody needs one.
I do say I would like the next set I buy. I did see some that were like Kevlar wrap plates.
Oh yeah,
and like
yeah,
I watched.
But you're talking big money there.
Oh yeah, they were like a set for like $400.
Wow.
But like literally they were shooting 9mm at it, and it was it was hitting the Kevlar and the plate and then just bouncing back.
Really?
Like it wasn't even like penetrating the Kevlar. I'm like, that would be something that I would be like a lot safer with.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
yeah. At the end of the day, I think this is just like meant to protect vital organs.
Oh yeah. And so my kids were like, "Why did you buy that?" And I'm like, "Well, because you never know." And they're like, "So what's it do?" And I was like, it protects you from being shot. And they're like, well, what about your arms and your legs, and your head? And I said, most people, when they shoot somebody, this is the biggest target on a body.
Yep.
Is their chest and their stomach.
And their head.
So that is their dedicated zone. Is if I'm pulling a gun on somebody, I'm shooting you straight off into the chest.
You're aiming for the biggest target. And like even when you take training, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head.
Yeah. And so
these aren't going to stop that 1 to the head.
Yeah.
But hopefully the 2 to the chest knocks me off my feet and he doesn't get a chance to shoot me in the head and I got a chance.
I just want to know, like, if your adrenaline's, if you're being shot at and your adrenaline's pumping and you take 1 to the chest, do you still have that?
I have a buddy that said he didn't even feel it.
And then it's just after the fact.
He said, I didn't even feel it. He said it hit. He said, I knew I was hit. Instantly thought, because he one of my buddies was over in Iraq. He did several tours over there.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, as soon as it hit me, he said, I knew I was hit.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, God. He said, and all I could think was, I got to keep fighting. And this is morbid the way he said it, but he goes, I got to keep fighting until I die.
Yeah.
And he said, by the time it was all over with, he's like, wait a minute. I didn't die. Like, I was going to keep fighting until I bled out. He said, and I didn't bleed out. He said, and then once the adrenaline kind of eased up.
Yeah.
And that adrenaline dump where you're just...
Oh, yeah. You just.
Then he said he passed out.
Oh, yeah.
He said he literally climbed in the helicopter. He said, and as I sat down, I passed out. And he said the combat medics and guys, they were all on top of him, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And he had 3 broken ribs. And he said from the center of his chest, almost all the way around to the center of his back was black. He said it looked like somebody had drove a truck into me.
Yeah.
He goes, I woke up a day and a half later, in the infirmary on the base. He said, felt like somebody drove over me with a truck. Had bruised, I forget what he said. I think a bruised or a lacerated liver.
Yeah.
3 broken ribs, but he was alive.
But he was alive.
And had no hole in him. He said, so at the end of the day, it's not going to keep you from getting jacked up.
Yeah. Don't they have to throw those plates away, though?
Oh, yeah. As soon as he said his vest and everything got thrown away.
Yeah.
Oh, I say that. He didn't let him throw his vest away. He kept it. He still got it.
Yeah.
And he still showed me. He still got it, and it's got the holes in it. But they kept the plates, basically, from what he was telling me. They kept the plates to do testing on them.
Yeah.
To see if there was anything they could have done better.
Yeah.
But his were, and that's where I say I don't know how good these are.
Yeah.
His plates were Kevlar wrapped.
Yeah.
They were steel plates, but Kevlar wrapped. And then he had and the other reason I said I'm going to get foam plates, I talked to him here a while back after I told him I got this. And he said, well, you need to get they're 1/2 inch thick foam plates. He said, there's plenty of room in those pockets, and you put those closest to your body.
Yeah.
And he said, it'll keep them from rubbing you like I was telling you it was doing.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, it gives you just a little bit. It's like a memory foam. He said it gives you a little bit of extra cushion. Because he had a guy, they were working on a airfield.
Yeah.
Outside of, I'm probably going to screw this name up, but I think he said Qatar. I don't know. It was somewhere. It wasn't Baghdad, but it was some other city over there. And they were working on an airstrip. And they were augering holes to put posts in to build a fence around this airport.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was. He was with the Corps of Engineers, and he said we had to go do a construction job every day with body armor on and brain buckets and everything else. And something got caught in the auger to auger that hole, and it spun around and hit a buddy of his right square in the chest and took him off his feet. Said like somebody swinging a ball bat. And he was telling me, he said, if it had been a normal construction job, would have killed that guy.
Yeah, but the vest.
But because he had his vest on, because they were over there, and it hit it took him off his feet, knocked him out, took the wind out of him.
Yeah.
But he lived through it. He's like, so it's not a fail-safe, and it's not a death prevention.
Yeah.
He goes, but it helps.
Speaking of, did I send you that TikTok video of the dude talking about these 2 guys he knew that were in the military that went on like this suicide mission?
Where they just knew they weren't coming back?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so they were over in Iraq, and they were in a helicopter. They were like Overwatch. Well, they had picked the 2 sniper guys. The 2 guys were these 2 snipers that were posted up.
Right.
And they picked them up. Well, the guys down there were calling out that they needed help, like they needed backup. And they're like, so they radioed in, hey, drop us in there. We will go help these guys.
Right.
And they told them no. They're like, if we drop you guys in there and the helicopters go down, there's nothing for probably hours to get to you.
Really?
And so they're like, fuck it. And
Drop us anyway.
And so they dropped them in there. And I guess these 2 dudes went in there because what happened was there was like a bunch of shit went down. These guys were pinned down. People were bleeding out and getting fucked up. Well, it's like, I guess it's one of those brotherhood things. Like, we have to go in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was telling the story because he was friends with one of the guys who went in. And I'll have to find the video and send it to you or whatever, put the link in there. But I was watching it at work. And he's like, so they dropped him in there, and these guys shot every round of ammo that they had.
Wow.
And they were grabbing guns off of people they had shot.
Right.
And were burning through there because like they just kept coming.
Yeah, burning through
And
ammo.
He said they were able to get, 45 guys on these helicopters, and told them to leave, and they were gonna go find more. And I guess whenever they left, they got to like the helicopters were like halfway back, and they radioed in that they're not gonna make it. They fucking died saving those people after they were
No.
told no. Like they were told not to go down there, and they said, "Fuck it, we're going anyways." And I was like, "Holy shit!" And
Wow,
and then,
tearjerker.
and then the guys like, and it was one of those like motivational videos. You know how the dude from the Lone Survivor movie, the actual
Yeah,
guy,
Marcus.
he does all
Luttrell.
those motivational speeches, and he always
Right.
brings that shit up.
Right.
And the guy's like, ask yourself if you would ever do that for somebody. If you knew that your brothers or so-called friends, whatever, were in a shitty situation, and you knew if I go in there, I'm probably going to die. I'm not going to go home. Would you have the guts to go in there and do it anyways?
I got a handful of people I would.
Or would you say, fuck it, my family or whatever is important, or is it more important to get those people home? Like, you ever
Well-
see like the people that like when there's a car crash, you always see people standing around taking pictures, and they're like, "Oh my god, what do we do?" And then there's always that one guy that runs in there.
Yeah.
And normally
Yeah.
the guy that runs in to help dies helping somebody try to get
Yeah.
out or whatever, house fire,
Yeah.
car wreck, whatever. And it's like he was like always, I can't remember how he worded, always wake up knowing you might have to save somebody's life today, but give your own to save theirs.
I mean, I would like to think that I got that in me.
Yeah.
And that I could do that.
Oh yeah.
If it was my family, 100%.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Or
If
like
it
those
was-
friends that you've
Or
had your
if
entire
it was my
life.
close knit,
Yeah.
like if it was Big Tom.
Yeah.
Or
God, he'd be a hell of a dude to get out.
I guarantee I'd get it. Be like, look, you big bastard,
No,
you're
it's
gonna have
Big
to push
Tom's.
with your foot.
But you're gonna need to push with them arms, big
Push
dog.
with them feet. I'm gonna pull you. We both gonna be screwed, but we're gonna get here somewhere.
Fucking come out charcoal.
Yeah. But I mean, if it was him,
Yeah.
or my family, or my close knit friends, yeah, there's unspeakable things I would do,
Yeah.
and literally, I mean unspeakable. There's a thing inside me that would wake up that nobody would ever want to see.
Pretty sure
But-
Disturbed made a song about
Yeah, they did,
that.
they did, and I can identify with really well. But and I mean, I'd like to say if it was somebody I didn't know,
Yeah.
that I have that in me. But I don't think you can ever truly say that until you're put in that position.
I would say, like, yeah.
If it was a kid, I don't even have to know him. If it was a child, there's no length that I wouldn't go to help a child.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't.
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's the dad in me. I don't care who the kid is, even if the kid's.
Children are a whole different ballgame.
But as far as people go, and I don't want to sound mean, but I'm kind of jaded.
Yeah.
I have seen how people can be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made me hard as far as I'm going to take care of my own.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as an adult that I don't know, and I don't know the situation, and I don't know what's going on, I'm going to be more hesitant to jump in.
Yeah. Well, that's
I'm
like,
not saying I won't jump
that's like
in.
what
but-
I think he was talking about is that those guys didn't necessarily know who they were down there.
but they were still
But
a
it was
part
the
of
fact that they were a part of a group, like an Army, Navy,
a
whatever.
part of something bigger.
And so it was
Yeah.
like they went in there knowing that they don't know who the fuck that guy is that's possibly dying.
That's
This-
just like a motorcycle gang
oh
or
yeah,
club.
yeah,
Those guys take an oath when they get into it.
Yeah.
They're brothers.
oh yeah.
At the end of the day, if
Car
a brother
guys,
needs
whatever,
you,
yeah.
it's happening.
But like that's for instance, like okay, I didn't go to war for somebody, but like when we were at the Chiefs concert,
Yeah.
I've always been one
The Chiefs concert.
or not Chiefs concert, the
Luke
Luke
Combs.
Combs concert,
Yeah,
at the Chiefs Stadium. I've always been one to. I always watch my surroundings.
Oh,
all the
for
time.
sure.
Like I'm all the
Constant.
time. I'm the guy that I sit facing the doorway at restaurants, and I
Yep.
sleep next to the bed, or I sleep next to the door.
Yep.
In my bed, just
Yep.
because that's what I was told to do. But like,
When I'm walking down the sidewalk, my wife's away from the street.
and so when we were leaving the Chiefs or the Luke Combs concert, there was a lady and a guy getting into an argument, which that didn't bother me. You know, that's their fucking problem.
Right.
But there was a guy that walked over and asked if everything was okay, and the guy like spun around and fucking like grabbed him and was yelling at him. And I'm like, that ain't fucking right. And I went to walk over there because I'm like, that guy was just making sure everything was okay.
Right.
Like, there's no reason for you to fucking put your hands on him. Well, for
Right.
me, that's like one of those things. Like, I'm not gonna go over there and do anything per se, but I'm gonna fucking say you should probably fucking let go of a guy I didn't even know who he was.
Oh, for
And
sure.
my old lady's like, this is not our fight, and grabbed my shirt, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that guy was doing nothing wrong, and homeboy drunk over here wanted to fucking cause some scenes, so I went to say something, and she like pulled my shirt and was like, babe, you need to stop acting like this, and I'm like, I'm not acting like
Right.
anything.
Right.
I'm not trying to find a fight, but if an innocent bystander is in a situation that they clearly can't fix themselves in, and I have a chance to help the situation,
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Now, here's the, what's this lead into? What I'm trying to say. I understand like this whole like the whole mass shooting thing. Like, what was that thing that happened? Was it in Texas not too long ago? There was a mass shooting or some shooting, and 2 people that had concealed carries pulled their guns out and shot the guy, and they ended it like right there.
That was in Tennessee.
Yeah, and like they were just like no, and then some people were praising like, thank God they carry weapons
Yeah,
and they're
for sure.
smart. And then you got the ones that are like, well, how are they carrying guns in the first place? It's people like them that cause all this shit. And it's like, no,
Right.
it's not. But it's like those guys didn't know that guy for nothing. They seen what was going on and thought, we have a chance to stop this.
We have a chance to jump
We
in and
could
stop it.
possibly get shot or die in the process, but it's like one of those things. And then that's what that guy was talking about. He was like, would you put yourself in that situation to help people in need from something that is harming them?
Yes.
And
yes, I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you never know until you're in that moment what you would do. But yeah, I'd like to think that I'd be right in the middle of it.
I have the mindset of, oh, fuck it, I'm doing it.
And I have if it's not right, and I would be mad that somebody was doing it to me or my family.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't going to stand and watch it happen.
Yeah. I mean, because, like, I don't know why I have that attitude. Like, there's been times I've been, like, at the bar, and people are arguing, and I'm like, I'm going to go see what's going on. Everyone's like, don't go over there. And I'm like, why? Like, maybe that guy needs help.
Kind of need to know.
There's 3 of them and 1 of him. That's not right.
No, it's not.
I mean, so I go over there and I don't know anything from Adam, but I'm just
definitely
like, this ain't
that
gonna
guy.
happen.
If the odds aren't fair,
yeah,
I'm gonna go make them fair.
Oh yeah, or try.
Yeah, or get my ass beat along with the guy that's got the unfair odds on him. Because I'm at the end of the day, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
If there's 3-on-1. And our football coach used to say that. He's like, remember, fellas, 2-on-1's more fun. Well, that's in football.
Yeah.
If you're at a bar,
no.
2-on-1 ain't more fun. 2-on-1's
people get fucking hurt.
2-on-1's chicken shit.
That's how people go to the hospital and don't go home.
Accidentally die.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you may have thought you and your buddy were tough.
Fight in a bar, and the person you get into like a bar fight in a bar, and you're both intoxicated. I'm pretty sure. And this might vary from state to state. It's attempted manslaughter, just for a bar fight. But if you get into an actual fight outside sober, it's just assault.
Yeah.
But in a bar, it's manslaughter because of your intoxication.
Because you're chemically impaired.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
That's scary.
You know how many bar fights I've been in?
Oh. And back in the day, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Now people are not like they used to be.
Oh no,
they're not like they used to be.
This generation is just like I said the other night in my house, and I'm not saying. I mean, like last night, like. That's the problem with fucking kids these days. You take their phones away and they become fucking animals. But like, at first I was nervous because like it was 9:30 at night.
And this girl just showed up at your house.
And she was friends with my daughter,
right?
And she's like 10 or 11, and so like I answered the door. It was pretty chilly last night.
Yeah, it was cool.
No jacket on and no shoes.
Oh, dear Lord.
And it looks like she's crying. I answered her. I'm like, hello? And she's like, is Arian home? Like, she's upstairs. Is everything okay? And I could tell there was something wrong with her. And I was like, well, why don't you come inside? I mean, and so, like, Arian come downstairs, and she's like, can I go play upstairs? And I was like, huh? And she ran upstairs. And then Molly's like, does she look like she was crying? And I'm like, yeah. Like, what? I was like, you need to, because she's a woman, and they're little girls.
You need to go see what's
going on.
Right.
Well, she comes in the room, and she's like, because I was playing on my computer, and she was like, babe, she said her parents beat the shit out of her. I was like, excuse me? I mean, then I got that, like, dad, that mad. I'm like, she ain't even my kid. Right. I'm just like, well, we should probably call the police.
Was there any visible bruises?
Well, I hadn't. I mean, because when I seen her, like, my porch light's burnt out, so I had the light inside my front door that when I turn on,
right,
I had it on, so I couldn't really see. And when she come on, I just had turned and I went and yelled at Arian. I was like, hey, you need to come downstairs. Your friend's here. And I didn't. And then they just ran off. So I didn't see anything specific up front.
Right.
And then when my lady told me that, I was like, well, we should probably call the police because this is one of those, if it's child abuse, we need to make sure this gets taken care of. And then the cops showed up to my house. And after sitting because I went in there and sat in my front room and was listening to them talk. I got 2 police officers in my house, not for me for the first time in forever. But I mean,
not my fault.
Yeah. And so I'm like, they're talking about it. And she's like, and for anyone that ever gets pissed at police officers for asking the same question 6 different ways to Sunday, there's a reason they do that.
There's a system behind it.
They were doing that and
to see if they could catch her telling a lie.
Her story kept changing.
Oh.
And then it wound up as her mom took her phone away, and she claimed her mom slapped her across the face, but there was no visible. If you open hand slap somebody, I don't give a fuck how manly you are. There's going to be a mark. There's going to be a welt from a hand on the fucking side of your face.
Yeah.
There was nothing on her. Well, there was another, it all came down to all this shit, and come to find out this little girl has had an issue with her parents, and I guess her dad died not too long ago. Oh. And any kid will know, my mother died 3 years ago. It still mentally fucks with your head. And no matter if it's your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever you're close to.
Yeah.
And so it will fuck with your head a little bit. And so I think she's having a rough time with the stepdad thing and, all that other shit.
Right.
But yeah, fucking people, don't give your kids phones till they're in high school. God damn. I mean, it's nice to know my daughter, who is a almost 8th grader, has a cell phone because she does after school sports. She does activities.
It makes it nice to be able to track them and keep.
I can call her and say, "What time are you gonna be home?"
Yes.
Or if she's at a softball game or a baseball game, I can look on Life 360 and go, "Okay, she's still there."
Right.
Or she's on her way home. I don't know when to be there to pick her up. But when you give a 5th grader a cell phone
and access to the internet, which is the devil.
Oh God! And then they get people. You can judge me. I want to. My daughter does not have Snapchat. My daughter does not have TikTok.
No.
The only reel she can watch is YouTube because she has YouTube.
Right.
She doesn't have fucking Facebook. She doesn't have any of those things. She has that thing that they have through the school, or all the kids at school have that Be Real, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Be Real.
Yeah, which is kind of like Snap, but it's for kids. I mean, it's for.
They take a picture once a day.
Yeah, and it's like but technology is fucking ruining kids.
Oh, it is for sure.
I mean, hands down.
For sure.
Like you see that one TikTok video. Mom's like, he plays that basketball game. He's gonna be a professional athlete, and he throws that basketball back, and there's football.
Yeah.
And the guy throws it back, and he fucking smacks his head on the car.
It's him right
He's
in the
like,
face.
right.
He's like, yeah. He's got a bright future. His thumbs are great, but he can't catch.
Yeah, he can catch it on Madden all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was how my night went last night. I forgot to tell you.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was scared. I'm like, oh fuck, now I'm involved.
Right.
And then I'm like, so then. Shockingly, my old lady being a mom, she was like, she talked to that. She took they all went back to her house, and my old lady went with her, and she's like, so to make this easier, and like all the police are standing there, she's like, to make this easier for everybody to calm down, would it be okay if she stayed with us tonight?
Oh, really?
And her mom's like, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, to give
just
the
to like
parents time
de-escalate the situation,
cool off.
So she stayed at our house last night.
Because I don't know about you, but I'd be ready to strangle her when she walked back in that house, right in front
of
the cops.
If this was in the 90s, I would be. I would
look right at the cop and go, "You gonna need to turn around because I'm gonna have to blister that ass."
Yeah. Oh, and that's And I was like, I fucking But yeah, she came walking back in with the little girl, and I'm like, what?
What happened?
I was like, why? I'm not mad she's here. Like, why is she here? And she was like, I just thought it would be better for everybody if she just stayed the night here. I'll take her back in the morning.
Good on you, Ashley. That's a great idea.
And then she sits on the bench. She was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, no, that was a great idea.
And I just wish in the 90s our parents did that. But
my dad would go, come on, keep talking.
Instead, it was as soon as he shuts the door and they're walking down the stairs, they're just going to hear,
sound like somebody kicking a dog.
Yeah, fucking just getting your ass whooped.
Yeah.
But that's why we are the way we are today. That's why we don't put up with shit.
That's right.
But
yeah, anyway, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I don't know.
Time-wise, I'm not worried, but we got shit to do.
We got stuff to do. I got to go home and get ready. I got a comedy show to go to tonight, and
so I'm gonna try to get this edited tonight and posted.
I'm gonna try not to be hungover tomorrow.
If not, I might post.
Yeah.
But sorry for no shorts last week. That video was kind of messed up. His microphone was having an issue.
Was cutting out.
And I think it was because these two were having
way too much fun.
And his microphone kept peeking out, and I tried fixing audio files. It didn't work. And Big Tom didn't have his mic close enough. So
I think we're going to make that a thing, though. I mean, I've seen it.
I'd like to get my brother.
I'd like to get your brother here.
Jake is funny as shit.
I'd like to have Tom back. I can think of all kinds of people. I think we need to start doing that every other week.
We need to get Mitch out here and tell some.
We need to get Mitch out here. I've got a list of people that I think would be fun to have on here just to give us a new perspective on stuff and to give us more to talk about.
Talk about some things we've talked about, see their side of things.
For sure, for sure.
But yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. Hats are still out there.
Yes, we got hats. If you're interested, let me know.
But yeah, we will catch you guys next time.
And I'm going to see Copenhagen Bandit, and he's getting a hat, and we're going to have him on the show. I can hope.
Confidence is key, too.
Yes, that's right.